All right, so today we're going to be looking at factors. All right, and what is a factor? Just a quick review. A factor is a number that can be divided into another number evenly or exactly. That is, there's no remainder, and that's the key thing that we want to look at. If it's going to be divided into the number, it must not have any remainder if it is a factor. All right, let's look at an example. 2 is a factor of 6. Why? Because if I have 6 things right here, how many groups of 2's can I get out of it? Can get 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups. All right, so that's 3 groups, right? Now notice at the end of dividing it, there were no remainders left, and that's what makes it a factor. Now I want us to zoom in on this. It says note 1, and the number itself is always a factor of a given number. So if I have 6, I'm taking 6. The first 2 factors that anybody should be able to list is that 1 and 6, they're factors of 6, all right? And then we know that 2 is also a factor and 3 would be a factor. We're gonna look a little bit further at factor pairs. And that's one of the things that you can use to help you to list the factors and know when you are actually finished listing the factors. All right? So it says a factor pair is defined as a set of 2 factors. Set of 2 factors which when multiplied together give a particular product. In other words, it is a set of 2 numbers we multiply to get a product. So those 2 numbers that we multiply to get the product, those are called the factor pairs. All right? In the multiplication statement, 6 multiplied by 7 is equal to 42. 6 and 7 is one of the factor pairs of 42. All right? Let's see if we can list some other factor pairs of 42. We know the first factor pair would be 1 and 42. So that's 1 and 42. Next factor pair, we're going to try 2. Can 2 go into 42? 2 times what would give me 42? 2 times 21 equals 42. So what's my factor pair right there? 2 and 21. Can 3 work? 3 times 14 is equal to 42. What's the factor pair? 3 and 14. Nice. All right, do we have any more? And then we have 6 times 7 equals 42. And that would give me another factor pair, 6 and 7. So let's highlight them. 1 and 42, 2 and 21, 3 and 14, 6 and 7. All right, so those are factor pairs of 42. So you can go about listing your factor pairs of any given number just like that. Now let's go a little bit further. So we're going to look at how you actually list the factors of given numbers. And why did we examine factor pairs? Because we're going to be using the factor pairs to help us to know when we are finished listing all our factors, because sometimes that might be a challenge. People are not necessarily sure when they're finished listing the factors. So we're going to use the whole idea of factor pairs to help us to list them. So let's take 20. All right, so we're going to list the factors of 20. So I'm going to put what I love to call my middle line right here, and that is going to tell me when I'm finished. All right, so let's go. The first pair of 20, first factor pair is 1 and 20. Nice. Next one, 2 and 10. Can 3 work? No, 3 would not be a factor of 20 because if I was to divide 3 into 20, it would leave a remainder of 2, right? Can 4 work? Yes, 4 and 5. Notice the number after 4 would have been 5. Good? So the number after 4 would have been 5 and it's on the other side. So it means that we would have listed all our factors of 20. Nice. Let's look at 60, which would be a little bit longer. And I'm gonna go and I'm gonna put my middle line again. First pair, 1 and 60, 2 and 30, 3 and 20, 4 and 15, 5 and 12, and 6 and 10. Let's check for 7. Can 7 work? No, it's not a factor. 8, not a factor. 9, not a factor. My next number would have been 10, and it's already on this side, so it means that we would have completed listing all our factors of 60. Nice. And that's one easy way to just know if you are finished listing all the factors. I want you to go ahead. I want you to do is to go ahead and you're gonna try and list some of these, list the factors of these numbers for yourself. Put in the comment section your answers and let's see how well you did on listing these factors using the idea of factor pairs to help you. All right? All the best.